So I'm going to be going over the math packet. If you have any questions, you can email me, or you can go on to my office hour Google Hangout for help and support. Thank you, everyone. Miss you. Hello, so on 3.6, I did a couple for you, but I'm going to go over them again. So you always want to draw the top number and you're going to cross out the bottom number. So I drew 26 up here, and then I crossed out 13. So I crossed out 1 10 and 3 ones for that 13. Here I drew 82, and then I crossed out 22, so 2 10s and 2 1s. I drew 35, the top number, and I crossed out 21, 2 10s and 1 1. So here, for 49, I'm going to draw the top number. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. So there's my top number drawn. And then I'm going to cross out 26. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones and 2 10s. So I have 3 ones left over and 2 10s, so 23. So I'm going to draw 54, the top number. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. I'm going to cross out 20, so that has 0 ones and it's got 2 10s. So I have 34 left. And the last one, 37, I'm going to draw 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and I'm going to cross out 14, which has 4 ones and 1 10. So I have 23. And that is how you do 3.6, and remember there's another page to practice on the back. 3.7 is a little different. Just remember that you always want to start in the ones place. So again, you draw the top number, you cross out the bottom number. So I drew 41, but I needed to cross out 27. And if I only have 1, can I cross out 7? So what I had to do was I had to take a 10 and give myself 10 ones, because 10 ones still equals a 10. So I did that again here, so 85 minus 57. So I drew 85, but I can't take away 7, so I crossed out a 10 and put it down here, and then I can cross out my 7. So if I just did 80, you can see that I couldn't cross out 4. So I had to take a 10 and bring them down here and make them into ones. I got 26. So 20, same thing. I didn't have a 1 to cross out, so I had to take a 10 and put it down here, and I got 9. So I'm going to show you again. So I'll draw the top number, so 47, 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. But I need to cross out 29, and I only have 7 ones. So I'm going to take a 10, and I'm going to put it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I have enough ones to cross out, so I need 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I have 8 left over. I need to cross out 2 10s still. You need to remember about the 10s still. And I have 1. So first step, draw the top number. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. Now, can I cross out 3? I can. So I'm going to cross out 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to cross out a 10. And I have 51. So there's a saying that says, if you can take from the top, no need to stop. But if you can't, you need to go next door and get some more. So we're going next door and taking the 10s to the 1s. And again, there's another page on the back for practice. 3.8 is the way your parents learned, as well as myself. So there's a saying on the top. It says, more on the top, no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. So the reason you say this is when you're doing it, if you can just subtract from the top, you're good. But if you can't, you need to go next door and take a 10 like we did before. So as you can see here, there's more on the floor, so you need to go next door. And if you take a 10, you need to subtract it. So if there was 3 10s, now there's only 2, and I have 1 here now. I brought it here. So instead of 4, it's now 14. So 14 minus 8 is 6, and 20 minus 10 is 10. So the answer is 16. So you couldn't, 7's bigger on the floor, so he needed to go next door. So if you take a 10 from 70, it's now 60, and now that makes it 13. 13 minus 7 is 6. 60 minus 10 is 50, so it's 56. There's more on the floor, so you have to go next door. 13 minus 5 is 8. 8 minus 6 is 2. And that's an 8 now, 8 10s, because it was 9 10s, but we took a 10 and put it over to the 13. So here, 6 is bigger than 1, so it's on the floor, so you have to go next door. So you took an 8, or a 10, and now you have a 10 here, and 11 minus 6 is 5. 80 minus 80 is 0, so it's 5. So 2's on the top, but 7's on the bottom, and 7's bigger, so 7 needs to go next door. So if there's 6 10s, now I'm going to take a 10, and there's only 5 10s. I'm going to give myself a 10 here for 12. 12 minus 7 is 5, and 5 minus 5 is 0. So if the larger number's on the floor, it needs to go next door. I'm going to take a 10, and now I have 18. So 18 minus 9 is 9, and 40 minus 20 is 20, so it's 29. So 83 minus 26, the 6 is bigger, so I have to go next door. I had 7 or 8 10s, now I have 7, and 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. 70 minus 20 is 50, so it's 57. 9's on the floor, so it's bigger. It needs to go next door to take a 10. 11 minus 9 is 2. 6 minus 1 is 5, so it's 52. Remember, these are 10s. So 8 is bigger than 6, and it's on the floor, so I need to go next door. Now I have 3 10s and 16 1s. 16 minus 8 is 8. 30 minus 20 is 10, so it's 18. 7's bigger, so I need to go next door. I now have 2 10s and 15. 15 minus 7 is 8. 20 minus 10 is 10, so it's 18. 3 is on the floor, so I need to go next door. So now I only have 5 10s and 11. 11 minus 3 is 8. 50 minus 30 is 20, so it's 28. 7's on the floor, so it needs to go next door. So now I have 3 10s and 12 1s. 12 minus 7 is 5, and 30 minus 20 is 10, so it's 15. And like before, there's another page on the back for you to practice on your own. So 3.9 is a review. It gives you a word problem. It says Joe had 86 Matchbox cars. He gave 32 of his cars to Gabe. How many cars does Joe have left? So there's a bunch of different ways to do it, but just use the numbers from this and determine how to do it. There's another page on the back. As well, that has a different math problem. It says Joe planted 65 seeds in the garden. So far 33 seeds have started to grow. How many seeds have not grown? And again, it uses a variety of strategies to get your answer. And 3.10 is a little more difficult. It's a 2-step problem. It says Amy, Beth, and Sarah put 75 seashells in a bucket. Amy put 23 shells in the bucket. Beth put 14 shells in the bucket. How many shells did Amy and Beth put in the bucket? How many shells did Sarah put in the bucket? So there's 2 problems here, so I underlined one of the questions and then the second. So you have to do 2 problems to get the answer. And then the movie theater has 85 seats. There are 45 children and 27 adults in the theater for the new movie. How many people were there to see the movie? How many seats were left? So this one, you have to think, what's the first question asking? What's the second question? What's the equation? What strategy are you gonna use to solve it? And give me a solution. On this page, I just want you to read the life cycle of a butterfly. And then it has some comprehension questions on the back.